Hello. This seems weird every time I do it because there's nobody else here. It's just me. But if you're out there, hi. I am doing this Instagram live for a couple of reasons today. A couple of announcements which will come at the end. Hi everyone. But I'm going to take some questions that you guys have asked about the school and about what's going on and some things that are of interest to you. So I'm going to go straight to that and get right into them. And I will try and have a look and see. Hi Harper. Hi darling. I am going to go through these questions and then I'll take a look and see if I can see any other questions that you guys throw at me, and then I'll tell you a few announcements at the end. But first things first, I want to say a really big thank you to everybody, all of our students, past, at present, all of our current students. We are a year old now, and it's been such a fantastic year, and I've got to know so many of you, and I've been blown away by the talent that has come into the class and the level of enjoyment that we've had and the friends we've made along the way. But now I'd like to get to the questions. So, first question number one. How can the Players Conservatory help somebody become more well-rounded at public speaking? One of the things that I said at the beginning was this school is not just for people that want to become professional actors. If you have ever had to give a presentation at work or a speech at your brother or your sister's wedding, or, just at any point in our lives, we're all going to have to get up and say something in front of a crowd, more or less. And it's worth remembering that I think I read once that the three things that scare people are death, divorce, and public speaking. It shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be as scary as death and divorce. So what I like to do is, once I get people in the class, we just get to know each other. We start to relax a little bit. We have some fun. And you find that your anxiety levels drop a little bit. And the further we get into it, the more you start to go, oh, wow, I can do this and I'm not going to keel over and die. It's just a matter of getting up, being bold and getting it to just to start. Question number two. What are your thoughts on the current state of the acting industry for beginners? This is a very good question because the acting industry is one of the most competitive industries in the world, as most of us know. But there's never been a better time to get into it because there is more diversity now than there's ever been. There are more female roles than there ever been. It's not just a white boys club anymore. It's much more catered to everybody. We have some actors with disabilities, and we've had this discussion. Never before have actors with disabilities been more sought after because we don't just want an able-bodied actor to play somebody with a disability. We want the real McCoy. So it's much more open and much more inclusive than it's ever been. That's not to say it's perfect, but it's much better than it's ever been. So there's really never been a better time to start. And also, it doesn't matter where you live now. Before you had to live in London or New York or LA, you can live anywhere now. You could live on Mars because we can self-tape through our phones, we can send it in, and we can actually audition for things that a lot of people we would never have actually got the chance to do. So that's pretty great. So a very good time to begin. So if you thought, oh, I'd love to, but I'm a bit scared, don't be scared. Jump straight in, we'll make it fun. Speaking of which, number three, how do you deal with stage fright or camera anxiety? Most of us have anxiety when we start anything because it's a fear of the unknown. Oh, what if I suck? What if I'm terrible? What if everyone else is good and I'm not? Don't worry about that. One of the things I say to all students is dare to suck. As my friend Leslie Kahn used to say, dare to suck. In our classroom, there's no right or wrong. We're just learning and we're growing and we're evolving together. And once you actually make a mistake and get something wrong and realize it's okay, nobody's booing you, nobody's going, boo, get down. You realize we can make mistakes in class and we can grow and we can learn and we can have fun while doing it. So once you realise that you don't implode the moment you forget your lines, you realise you're in a classroom with supportive people who are willing you to do well. It gives you that strength, it gives you that confidence, and believe it or not, at some point in the near future you might go, I want to get up, I want to speak, and that's when we know we've made a breakthrough. So that's there, and I'm sure there's a lot of students who would attest that were very shy and didn't even feel comfortable talking in front of the class at the beginning. And I just had a class with two students in particular. In fact, all my students this morning were fantastic, but some of the people that were more shy now have really found their voice. And it's one of the things that I've loved most about the school is seeing somebody who's a little shy or anxious, and now they're able to stand up and they're able to perform and they're enjoying it. And I just get a huge kick out of it. Question number 4, what made me want to become an actor? Well, I would have wanted to become an actor regardless because it's just my passion, it's what I love, but I actually sort of accidentally got an audition for a film when I was 5 and I got the movie, and then I was on a set surrounded by people and cameras and lights, and I just immediately fell in love and knew this is what I want to do with the rest of my life, and that's never changed. So I'm very lucky in the fact that I always knew what I wanted to do from a very early age. Question number 5. What has surprised me most about starting the school? Well, one of the things that has surprised and delighted me most is, we have students from, I think, over 30 countries around the world, people from all corners of the earth, and all coming together and becoming a class, becoming friends. That has been such a joyful part of it, and it's been so fun and so exciting. But one of the other things, I just didn't realise how much I would love teaching and how much I would get a kick out of it. I just thought, oh, it's something I can do because I come from a family of teachers. I just thought it's in my blood, but I didn't realise just how much I would get personally out of it. So it's been a fabulous year, and it's something that I plan on continuing for a very long time. Number 6, do you have any tips for tips for directors for working with actors? Yes, I do. One of my best friends is a director, and we discuss actor-directing relationships all the time. One of the things that's very important as an actor is do your homework. Come up with choices. Come to the set ready to give your version of something whilst being open to what's going to happen on the floor. Now, you might have an idea of how you want to do it, and then the director goes, no, I want that. It's so important that we stay open and that we stay loose, because the director can see the whole picture. The actor, we're only looking at our part of it. It's very important that we listen to what the director wants, because he's going to edit it together. So I've seen actors go, no, I'm only going to do it this way. And I'm like, foolish, because he has the edit. So he's just going to chop your take off and put his take in. So we have to try and collaborate. And it's important for the directors and the artists, the actors, to listen to each other, to have a dialogue, and to make sure that we are open to each other's suggestions. It's not a solo sport. We are a unit. We're called a unit on set for a reason. We are part of a unit. We're part of a team. And just like a good football team, it's no good if you just have one superstar player and he doesn't pass to anybody. We're only as good as our weakest link. So we need to work as a unit. So that's very important. Number 7. How is the new beginners class different from the other acting classes? One of the things that we've evolved or sort of discovered over the last year is a 12-week course for people that have never done any acting at all. We can start you from the very beginning. Even if you don't know a thing about acting, don't worry. It's not a problem. We have an entire course. It starts gradually, and we build you up and we build you up, and before you know it, you're going to be doing some really fun acting at the end of it. But that takes place over 3 months in a kind of 12 sort of step lesson plan. And by the end of it, you should have the fundamentals. You should have everything you need in your actor's kit bag to go and attack any role. So that is different. So some of the people that have been with me for longer, they've moved on to a more advanced class where we take different movies or plays, and then we do script analysis, character breakdowns, and we start to put these things on their feet. And it's actually tremendous fun. Number 8, are there still plans to do a cooking class? Yes, there are. My very good, very tall friend, Bernard, is one of the top chefs in Los Angeles, and one of my favourite people in the world. He and I are going to he's going to teach me to cook, because I'm a terrible cook. And we're going to have a cooking course starting soon, but he's about to open a restaurant and doing some other things. Hey, Ryan Tatton, keep playing golf, son. You're doing great. He is brilliant, and he's going to teach us all how to cook. So I am very much looking forward to that. There'll be announcements when we actually get the dates locked in. So that is coming. So yes to the cooking. Has it been decided if the writing class will be during the week or the weekend? I think it will be on the weekend, because a lot of the students are in Europe, and obviously on the west coast of America, we're 8 hours ahead of London. So normally the weekends are better, because then we can have people from Europe and America. So I think it will be the weekend, but I will check with our writing teacher, Emma. And the writing class has been a tremendous success. So a huge thank you to Emma Hetherington, because she is just incredible. We're so lucky to have her. And if you are an aspiring writer, I'm sure all of the writers will back me up. It's not really even to do with me. It's all Emma. It's just under the branch of the school. But what an incredible group of writers we've got together. And now some of them are taking the acting course, and they are a lot of fun. Can I marry you? Maybe. I'll have to ask my wife. Number 10. Do I have to be able to memorize lines to take the acting class? No. It's like if you want to learn about how to be a mechanic, you don't go in knowing how an engine works, you start learning. So we will teach you. We will give you the skills that you need and all of the things that you need to be able to, you don't have to worry about learning lines first. The first thing we've got to do is figure out how to play a character. Who am I is step number one. Who am I? Where do I come from? What's my financial background? What's my education? Once we start to learn the character like we know a friend or somebody that we know well, then we can start to think as them, walk as them, talk as them, and the line learning will come in a sort of gradual process. So you don't have to worry about that. That's not the prerequisite to get into the class. Number 11. When did you audition for a role and didn't get it, but they offered you a different role and that... sorry, hang on, let me read this again. When you audition for a role and don't get it, but they offer you a different role that you don't really like, how do you handle it? Well, if it's a role that I don't like, then I just won't take it because I'm at a stage where I don't really want to do or give a performance if my heart is not in it, because if your heart's not in it, it's just not going to be good. And that's a good lesson for life, really. I did once audition for a role. It was on a television show. I can't remember the name of it. But I auditioned for a role of, I think it was Captain Hook. And they gave it to another actor whose name escapes me. I think he's an Irish chap. So I didn't get it. I was a little disappointed. But I think the guy they got was quite good. And then I was offered a different role. I forget what it was called. Something Hood. But I did like that role. So even though I was disappointed to not play Captain Hook, the other handsome chap got it. I ended up playing Robin Hood and it all worked out pretty well. So sometimes, where God closes a door, he opens a window. Number 12, how do you start acting as a young actor with no family support? This is a good question. Obviously, anything in life is difficult if we don't have family support. But a lot of parents out there think that acting is a waste of time, it's too difficult, you'll never make a success of it. And who knows, maybe they're right. But what I do know is this. If you lie on your deathbed and you go, oh, I never tried anything, that's probably going to be the most frustrating thing. It is better to have tried and to have failed than to have never tried at all. Because if you don't try in life, you're just going to wonder what might have been. And that's not something that any of us should be going to our grave with. So even if you don't have support, if you're passionate about it, show your family how much you love it. Show how much you care. Show how dedicated you are. Put your back into it. Put 100% in and you might get 100% out. And then you may shock some people. You might surprise them. But you've got to be passionate. Anything you do in life, you've really got to put your whole self into it because that's really how we get the best results. Is there such a thing as a bad role that an actor shouldn't take? Well, I wouldn't refer to it as a bad role, but I certainly think, I say this to all of my actors, you mustn't do something that you don't feel comfortable with. If there is a role and the nature of the script is completely against how you feel, maybe... and now, listen, there's nothing wrong with playing evil, dark, nasty, mean, disgusting characters because it's just a character. But if something offends you, if the role requires nudity and you're like, I don't want to do that, you mustn't do it. You must not do anything that you don't feel comfortable with. You shouldn't be coerced into anything and you shouldn't do material that is contrary to your moral code. That's very important. I passed on roles before because I did not like where it was going. I did not like what it represented. And I didn't want to see myself saying those words because sometimes the character's disgusting without any redemption. So that's not good. Oh, somebody's studying and it's the best decision you ever made. Good for you. I'm very happy to hear it and I hope you'll come join us one day. 14, last question. As a former student, I had to drop class for financial reasons. Have you ever considered a scholarship for those who are serious about continuing with training? Yes, 100% yes. One of the reasons that we started this school is because I wanted to make the first steps. I'm not Yale, I'm not RADA, but what I can do is I can start you on your journey. And then if you fall in love with acting, you can go on to another place. You can go and study at university or one of the great acting academies. But I wanted to make this accessible for everyone. It's online, it's not terribly expensive. But one of the things, if you can't afford it, one of the things that we've been trying to do is set up a scholarship so that we can have at least a couple of students in each class that can earn a scholarship, just like you do with schools and universities. And we want to make that more possible. But as we were in the first year of our school, in our infancy, it's a little tricky. But one of the things that we are definitely, certainly going to try and do, hopefully within the next year or two, is set up a system where we can have a couple of places that people can earn, and you have to do that by auditioning, because we want to make sure that you're really serious about it and that you're not taking a spot that somebody else might need. Okay, so they are all of our questions. I'll see if there's any. If you've got any questions for me now, I love you too, Mary. If you have any questions for me now, fire them. Fire away. The other thing I want to just tell you is I have some rather exciting announcements. Between now and the end of the year, we are going to have 3 very good friends of mine come and speak to our students. My dear friend Jason George from Station 19 and Grey's Anatomy will be joining us for a Q&A. My dear friend Stella Maeve from The Magicians, and also played my sister a long time ago, will be talking to our students. And of course, the one and only, the gorgeous Miss Lana Parrilla will be coming to talk to our students too, which is very exciting. And I saw her recently, and she is quite the goddess. I do adore her. So that's very exciting. I hope all of our students will join us, and those of you who can't, we will send you the tape. Now, before anybody asks, you do have to be a member of the school. Is there an age limit? I'll come to that, yes. We do have to be a member of the school. You don't have to stay for a particularly long period of time, but we do ask that you try and sign up for at least a couple of months before you decide whether or not this is for you. How old do you have to be? Now, one of the things that we have is mainly, most of my classes are adult classes for sort of over 17, 18 years old, but I also have a young actors class, which is on Saturday mornings, Pacific Standard Time, and I love my young person's class, and we have a few spots available. So if you are over the age of 10, because under 10 it can get a little overwhelming. So I try to aim for over 10 and sort of under 16. So if you know somebody who's got a talented young child, a young brother or sister, young cousin, maybe we are the class for them. So it's going to we're going to open up spots very soon. So if anybody wants to apply, please email us at theplayersconservatory.com. Stacey's telling me that the dates are posted on the website for when Jason, Stella and Lana will be speaking to the students. So any questions, please just email us at theplayersconservatory@gmail.com, and we will get back to you as soon as possible. Now, I'm going to say goodbye, but I just want to say hi, they. I said it, I got it wrong again. How do I balance starting acting career in school and GCSEs? That's a very good question. If you are sitting your GCSEs or you are sitting exams at the moment, do yourself a favour. Focus on your exams. Get your exams done first. We will still be here. There's no rush. Get your exams. It's so important. Acting is such about studying, about reading, about learning. If you want to be a good actor, you really need to work hard at school. You need to work hard at your studies. Hi, Skylar. I do notice you. Mwah. You do need to do that. There are no really brilliant, stupid actors. To be a very good actor, you have to be reasonably intelligent, and that means studying hard. So please, do your homework, do your studying, get your GCSEs, get your SATs, whatever it is, and then come find us. We will be here. Becca, we want you to come back too. All of the students, I don't think I've had a student yet that I don't like, so if you were with us and you are thinking about rejoining us, now is the time. And in the new year, we'll have a bunch of new things to announce as well. Lots of exciting things coming. But I think that's it, everybody. It's so lovely to not see you, but to see your names and everything popping up. Again, thank you to all of our students, to everybody that's come and joined us. Sean, I'm dumb, I don't think you can be an actor. Well, you just typed, I'm dumb and I don't think I can be an actor. So you can't be that dumb. I mean, you can type, so that's a start. So I disagree. I don't think you are. Can you say Tanya? We want to see her. No, because she's holding a baby right now. All right, listen, thank you all. Thanks for all of your support. Thanks to all of our students. This has just been such a glorious year, and I'm really, really grateful to all of you for allowing me to do this and for making it so much fun. So be well, everybody. Have a great rest of your Sunday, and all my love to you. And I will try to record this and put it up on our website and stuff for those of you who missed it. All right, thanks, everybody. Take care. Bye. Now, how do I turn this off?